Hey, welcome to Daddy's Workshop of the Carolinas, where we treasure things made and restored by hand. Well, it's maintenance time here. A little spring cleaning, if you will, in the shop. Doing some much needed maintenance on my table saw setup here, changing belts and bearings, and going through everything, making sure we're good to go for another year. So I'm just going to do a couple videos as I'm going through the maintenance. A little bit about Powermatic arbors, motor brackets, and so forth. And all of this will sort of be piecing together some things that eventually I'm going to do a full restoration on a Powermatic 66 and drop a whole series on that. So stay tuned for that in this coming year. So let's get into it. So I've got three Powermatic table saws that I'm sort of working on in tandem to do some maintenance. This gold one here I'm going to sell, and then the other two will be part of my sort of back-to-back bidirectional setup here that I've had for quite some time. And one of the first things I've noticed as I've been doing the maintenance here is the difference between the motor brackets in this model from the 70s, the classic green with the white racing stripe, and then the gold from the 80s and early 90s. So we'll take a little look at those motor brackets. Here we see a green one from the 70s, and then here we see a gold one from the 80s. And the motor mounting bracket is different. They still line up with the same holes and so forth, and same motor frame sizes, but they definitely made an improvement that makes it easier to change the belts. So changing the belts on this 70s model is almost impossible when it's on the machine. Getting the belts to fit in here when this is facing away from you in the machine, it's very hard. They barely fit in this gap here. You get it on the first one pretty easy, but then going down further it gets harder and harder to get those to fit. So I did file away a little material in here along the edge of the bracket to make it easier, so hopefully now in the future I can mount the belts, install the belts, excuse me, while it's on the machine. That would be a great simplification. But then I noticed on my 1980s model that they changed the mounting bracket design. So now you've got a much easier setup here. Getting that belt in there, now there's tons of room. Right, so you see huge difference there. Just fits around the pulley, and then this newer one they changed the casting design to give you more room. So that's just a simple change from the 70s to the 80s. One of the other differences I've noticed is between the arbors. I've taken the arbors off of all three of these saws and just noticed a little bit of difference in the assemblies from these Powermatics from the 70s and then those from the 80s and early 90s. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so here we see the Arbor Assemblies next to each other. This is one from the classic 70s era with the metallic or forest green with the white racing stripe. This is from the gold era with the multicolored racing stripe. And so if we look at these right away, we notice a difference in the bearings. You see on the older model that this was a double row ball bearing, and then here we have single row. Obviously both are rubber sealed and so forth. The only difference here is the spacer dimensions. Obviously here we have a wider spacer because the bearings are single row, not double. And then we've also got a wavy washer or a spring washer there to hold everything in line. The other big difference is that this one has a retaining clip that fits right here on this side of the bearings. The other difference is in the pulleys themselves. This one has this little flange here, this one does not. And then you've got a woodruff key in the shaft to hold the pulley in place. And then we also see this end is threaded to receive a nut that holds everything in place, whereas this one does not have that. The pulley has set screws to hold it in place, and then the retaining ring to hold the bearings in place. So those are just some small differences in those two eras of Powermatic arbor assemblies. And of course, it's good to know the bearing size. The bearings on this one are 6204, pretty common bearing size. And then the bearings on this are W204 PPC2. It's obviously a more expensive bearing. That'd be another difference when you're redoing these. Is the 80s and 90s have cheaper bearings, I should say less expensive bearings because they're single row. The older ones have a more expensive pair of bearings that are double row. And then the other difference I wanted to mention too is this end, as we said, has a thread to receive a nut, but it also has some flats here to get a wrench on there to make the removal easier of that nut. And then of course might as well compare a Unisaw arbor to a Powermatic arbor. You can see there's a little more heft to this design. Obviously the bearings and such are not on here, so it's not necessarily a full comparison. That might be part of the later series where I compare a Powermatic and a Unisaw, but you can see a little bit different on the overall length and the shaft diameter on this side. Obviously on this side they're both the same to receive the same bore saw blades. Well, as I'm working through some of these Powermatic 66 refurbs and cleanups and restorations, just wanted to do a little bit of a comparison of the internals from one from the 1980s, the gold era, and one from the 1960s, the pea green era, and then the transition period of the metallic green, or the sort of deep green with the white racing stripe in the 70s. So in the 80s you see the trunnion set up here with the narrow footprint. And then if we go look at our 1960s model, we see the wide footprint from side to side, right? So this change was made at some point in the 1970s from this wider trunnion design to the narrow trunnion design, which is found here. And also in the 70s you can see when this transition took place. This saw here is from 1973. This still has the wide footprint on the trunnion setup, and then under here, facing the other way, I have a 1977 Powermatic 66 which has the narrow trunnion setup. So the transition took place some point in the mid-70s and then continued. There's also a little bit of a difference in the arbor assembly. So in 1980s, you can see here you've got your arbor shaft, and then you've got your pulley, and there's no threads on the end of this arbor. Whereas if we look at the one from the 1960s and also the 70s, you see here there's a nut on the end. Right, so that's another difference. So just some differences as I'm going along on the design of the classic Powermatic 66. And so there you have it, a brief comparison and contrast of parts on the Powermatic 66 from the 1970s and 80s. Main things we looked at here were the arbor, the motor bracket, and the trunnions. Hopefully the video helps you if you're looking at getting a Powermatic 66 or looking on repairing or maintaining yours, because remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Make sure to subscribe, like, and follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. If there's anything else I can do, let me know.